Look at this angelic lighting coming through. It's actually quite annoying. I did have this kind of glare come through on the last video, and I probably will on the next one too, just because I'm recording 3 videos tonight and it is now 2 AM because I finished work quite late and everyone's asleep. And to be honest with you, I can't be bothered to move the lighting. So yeah, lack of professionalism. That's me. Hello and welcome back to Bug Rounds. On this channel we like to discuss all things creepy crawly and have terrible lighting, and if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. But today we are talking about the ex-Bumba cabocla, which is now known as Bumba horrida, which is a real shame because Bumba cabocla is so fun to say, and the first thing that interested me in this spider was the name, cabocla. Bumba cabocla is fun, isn't it? It's a great word. Comment me below if you were also devastated that the name changed. So we're going to go straight into the positives. First of all, who does not like a red and black spider, right? Red and black go so well together in spiders. And it's weird because in some species it's really popular and in others it just isn't, and I can't understand why. So for example, I think it's been revised now. There was the P species Panama, I think it's a Davos species Panama now, the lava spider is really still quite popular to this day. But you look at things like the Davos pentaurus and the Bumba horrida that we're discussing today, and for some reason they're not massively kept species for some reason. They're in people's collections, but they're never really shown off very much, and I think that's a real shame because I love the coloration of red and black. So their carapace is the red part, and the legs and the abdomen are the black parts. In some lights they also come across slightly blue, which is really super cool. Now I actually own 3 Bumba horrida. I have my large juvenile or possibly sub-adult, I have my teeny tiny sling, and I have my smaller juvenile. Admittedly, 2 of these came to me through mystery boxes, but one was actually purchased by myself, which is my larger one. Now unfortunately I have not been able to sex my Bumba horrida, my largest one, but I still have suspicions that it's male. I have suspicions that it's male when I've seen it ventrally, but you can't always go on that. But I reckon by the size that this one is, next molt it will either mature or it will be maybe 1 more molt off maturity. But by the size of it, I reckon next molt maybe we might have a mature Bumba horrida. And the reason I'm talking about sizes in positivity is the fact that they grow reasonably fast. Some might say that they're kind of like a medium growth rate, but mine seem to grow fairly quickly from sling to juvenile and then slow down quite a bit through mid-juvenile size towards the adult stage. So you can get past that fragile sling stage fairly quickly, which is always a positive in my eyes. I also think a positive is the feeding response. Every Bumba that I've got has a pretty decent feeding response. I would say between moderate to good feeding response. So not the best, but they're not the kind that you chuck food in and they just never are taking the prey. Like, these guys will come out of their burrows when they sense the prey there to feed. They're pretty quick to feed sometimes, and they give you a nice little display and sometimes a happy dance too. So that is always a positive as well. Now these guys are sometimes considered dwarf tarantulas, although some people don't, because they get to a reasonable size, but they don't get to a large size. So in some eyes they're still classed as a dwarf, in other eyes they're just classed as standard sized tarantulas that don't get humongous, pretty much. Probably around maybe 10 centimetre mark or so, just at a quick guess there. But the good thing about that means you don't need a massive enclosure for them. So my biggest one is still is it a 15 centimetre or 20 centimetre cube? I can't remember, but it's still got plenty of room. Now I keep my Bumbas slightly more humid, I keep them a slightly damper substrate. I always give them a full water dish, a bit of moss in the tank, and they do like to dig, so I give them that bit of extra substrate as well. And then they thrive, so they're pretty simplistic to look after too. So we've had quite a lot of positives with the Bumba horrida, but we do, alas, have to go on to negatives, because that's what we do in these videos. We discuss my personal positives, negatives, and additional information. So one negative I found is that during their pre-molt stages, at least for my larger specimen personally, it does hide away for quite a long time before it finally molts and then it comes out. So it's kind of cool that it will eventually come out and look absolutely beautiful with vibrant red and dark silky blacks on it. But during that pre-molt stage, that can sometimes take quite a while, I do not see this spider. I remember once it was burrowed away for 3 whole months and I was concerned that it might be dead. But a lot of spiders do that, and I don't dig them up, I don't check on them like that, not unless there's a smell or my suspicions get really bad. And eventually the spider popped out looking absolutely beautiful. But I do like spiders that I see a little more often than that. I find it a little bit upsetting sometimes when it is a spider that will stay burrowed down deep for a long period of time, because I'm greedy for visuals. I love to be able to look at my spiders, especially when I come home from work. So it's not a massive negative, because a lot of species do it, but it is a little bit of one for me. And you know what, the only other negative I can think of, again, isn't a massive negative. It's going back to what we said at the beginning, that they're not as popular as I think they should be. So if it's kind of one of those spiders that if you want to show off to your spider friends, they're just going to be like, oh yeah, you've got a Bumba horrida, like, cool. Like, it's not one of those spiders you can show off and they're like, whoa. But to someone that doesn't keep spiders with that red and black, they probably will be like, whoa. So it's kind of a mixed feeling when it comes to that spider. Do you guys have, comment me below, do you have any species in your collection that to your spider friends is nothing special, but to your non-spider friends who you bring around and they see it, they're like, oh my god, that's actually amazing? I really would like you guys, as many of you as possible, to comment that below and which species it is, so I can read them and see if I can match up any with your comments. So we're just going to jump straight onto additional information then. Am I keeping my Bumba horridas? This is a difficult one for me. So the little sling, gonna go for sale. The juvenile and the adult, or sub-adult, or whatever it is, I think it's sub-adult, I'm really unsure right now. Although I do like them, they're not going to really get to a size where they necessarily need my 30cm cube display enclosures. They don't make a huge amount of webbing either, so it might not work for my display wall. I either want a tarantula that's going to be out a lot on my display wall, or one that makes a big beautiful web home. So there's something visually nice to always look at. So I may have to push myself to sell all 3, or I may keep one back for myself. I'm undecided. So BTS is fast approaching. If you are attending, come to my table, and if there are 3 Bumba there, you should treat yourself to one, because they are absolutely amazing. If there's 2 there or 1 there, you know I couldn't help myself, and I just had to keep at least one for myself. Need to be hard on myself to make space. I need to keep pushing the sales on certain spiders, and this is one that I'm going to be arguing with myself with nearer the time. So do I recommend them to you guys? Yes, if you've got the space. Am I keeping them? Unsure. So we're going to wrap this video up now, guys, and actually saying the BTS is fast approaching is very fast approaching. It will be coming on the 21st of May. So if you're going to be attending the BTS, make sure to comment below and let me know that you're attending the BTS, and I'd love to see you guys there. I'm not sure which way around my videos are going yet, because this is pre-recorded back in April. If I haven't released my video about the BTS yet, make sure to watch that one, because it'll tell you where I'm located, how to find me, maybe what sort of animals are going to be on there. Well, if that video is not out yet, it will be very soon. So anyway, the next My Pet video is coming at you guys actually on the day of BTS. After that one, hopefully I'll have time to put some footage together of either the show. Do you want me to film the show? Again, comment below if you want me to actually do show footage this year, or if you want me to just jump straight to pickups, because although I'm trading, I will be certainly picking up too. Anyway, I'm jabbering on, so we are cutting this video. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Bye bye.